From having the creepiest mean old woman in it to opening up a portal to the fiery pits of hell, the cult classic horror movie Drag Me to Hell is getting a sequel.
That's true.
You heard that right. Legendary director Sam Raimi has said that he is well into making a sequel to his supernatural horror hit, which came out in 2009. He's hopeful that he'll soon find the best way to get back into the story. It has fans super excited. I can't wait to find out if Rommel Adam and Jose Cañas of Ghost House Films have come up with a story that could work. In the OG film, Allison Lohman played Christine Brown, a young woman with a stable relationship with her boyfriend and a successful job as a bank teller in Los Angeles. But her paradise is shattered when, to win over her boss, she says no to an old lady's request to extend her home loan. The old woman, for her part, curses Christine and wishes death and hell on her spirit. Christine goes to see a psychic to try to get rid of the curse, but it may cost too much. The ending of the first Drag Me to Hell was praised by critics and audiences alike as a high point. Even though it's been 14 years, I still don't want to give the ending away, but I will. So here goes. The movie ended with Christine being dragged into hell, just like the title says, while her boyfriend watches in fear and confusion. So with this super satisfying ending, what would the second movie be about? Raimi doesn't know what to do with the franchise now that it has come to such a clear and delightfully sad end. He said in 2019 that he would be interested in making a sequel if someone had a good story. At the time, he didn't have a plan himself. He just didn't know how to write the next part of the story. The movie had a clear ending that he didn't know where to begin with a sequel. So, what did he do? That's where things get interesting, because he just won't say. Fans have some theories, though. Is it possible that Christine got out of hell and is now a ghost roaming the afterlife? Has Justin Long's character spent the last 10 years or so trying to figure out what happened to her? Does he try to save her from the fires of hell? All of this sounds super amazing, but I can't be sure what it'll be about. We all love and hate Raimi for keeping us in the dark. I did manage to find something, though. The movie isn't going to be a sequel, it'll be a prequel. It'll talk about the events that happened before the cursing and the dragging. Also, there's some speculation about the storyline and the casting. Here's what I could find. The movie will start with an entirely new character. One, to be played by Avion Riley, will portray a thief, harasser, and beater of gypsies who gets what's coming to him. The curse then follows him around for 3 days, while a psychic tries to help him break it. But we already know that psychics can't help them, so it's gonna be super awesome. Also, Mackenzie Foy, Dilip Rao, Lily James, Krista Allen, Stephanie Honoré, Lorna Raver, PJ Byrne, and Miles Fisher have reportedly signed on as well. Trust me when I say this, the movie is going to be super amazing. Don't believe me? Just look at how amazing the first part was. It's a cult classic. This was one of Raimi's best and most underrated movies. It was his first full-on horror movie as a director in almost 20 years. The best thing since he came up with The Gift. The famous director wanted to go back to the style that gave him ideas for 3 of his most popular movies in the 2000s. So, he told a story that he and his brother Ivan had made up. A simple tale of moral standards dressed up as a scary movie, with a shocking turn of events at the end that will leave you speechless. And trust me, it did. Drag Me to Hell is based on a simple idea, and for once, it's so awesome to see the bad guys win. I'm a little morbid, sorry about that. Plus, I couldn't help but root for the devils who did everything they could to make Christine's life super miserable. If you've seen his horror movies before, you can pick up on all the classic Raimi set pieces that bring Christine's world crashing down around her as terrifying threats from beyond the veil make their way into her life. There's a countdown clock, a supernatural threat that's about to happen, and all the magic tricks that go with it. Christine started having nightmares about the old woman, and her bedroom turned into a scary place right before she went to sleep. Can you imagine? Also, I loved the crazy fight between the crazy old woman and the heroine in the parking garage that started the curse. It's easily the best scene in the movie and the one that people remember the most. Raimi's movies don't have anything to do with real life, which makes them so amazing. His signatures are everywhere, and it makes the films so special. Like when we see Christine at the bank or home, we can tell that Raimi is using his signature dynamic camera work even more than in his other movies. He moves around his characters and presses in with quick pans and lively music. This made things even tenser, reminding us that evil forces are present. The audience is pulled along as the camera swoops and spins through Christine's environment to show how evil wants to destroy her spirit. These are classic examples of his brilliant work. The director, who did well with the extreme visuals and storylines of the Evil Dead movies, made a PG-13 movie that even families liked. Even though the violence in it isn't as extreme as it was in Evil Dead, the tone and style of the movie still capture the same extremes. But the new Raimi is smarter and more skilled. He uses all of his experience as a filmmaker to tell an amazing story. The story of a woman who tries to escape a curse she can never really get away from. With a PG-13 rating, he got as close to the gray area as he could without crossing the line or losing his vision. This is true whether he is directing a tense fight scene that takes place almost entirely in the front seat of a car or during a loud dinner party that left the audience stunned. His ability to find a good balance between the familiar and the new is what makes Drag Me to Hell an interesting concept, and that captured the attention of people all over the world, making it clear that the director is a genius. Knowing where things are going gives you peace of mind. You'd think that the main character would do everything that she can to change the course of things. By the end, you fully expect to see her win, and it looks like she would. But things took the most amazing turn. The ending was both shockingly sad and darkly funny. Raimi was influenced by Spider-Man when he made this cult classic, which turned out to be a beautiful and shocking modern horror movie. So just to put you in the right state of mind to go see the movie again, even if you see it, nothing else can prepare you for the second one. And if you're a fan, you must know in your heart that Raimi never disappoints. That's all I have on Sam Raimi's updates on the Drag Me to Hell sequel.
Never show.